Hey y'all, it's Southern Sleuth again, and it's time for another Nancy Drew analysis. Which breed of dog would each Nancy Drew video game character have? This is mostly based off of personality, but also on what breed of dog might make the character a little better or happier. This is video 10 of at least 35, and hopefully many more. So if you haven't already watched video number 1 about the series, go back and take a look for some further context. Especially if you want to know what dog breeds the main characters would have, or visit some of the other videos and figure out what dog breeds the Mystery of the Seven Keys characters would have. I'll link some in the description below. Once again, we're spinning the wheel to determine which Nancy Drew game we are analyzing next. I actually figured this out, got my laptop back up and running, so we have the actual spin. Now y'all don't have to sit around and wonder if I'm just picking the games myself. If I was picking the games myself, then I would just be spinning ghost dogs every time, just for funsies. Can I give a dog to a dog? Xander wants a little best friend. Anyways, we're going to Germany. A knight in shining armor never did nothing for nobody, but doggies are amazing. Please note that this video will contain minor spoilers due to the nature of these characters' roles. So if you have not yet completed the Captive Curse, I do recommend skipping this video and waiting for the next one. Go catch up on the others you might have missed up until this point. Alright, leave this video in 3, 2, 1. Let's get sleuthing, y'all. Alright, Fraulein, let's talk about our favorite game master, game maker. Weirdo? I guess we'll just go with Burgermaster. Anyone remember the Burgermaster Master Burger? Maybe you do if you were big on Christmas movies as a kid in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Either way, Carl's one of those characters who's just goofy. He wants to provide a good time, but he's plagued by the fact that he thinks he's cursed from seeing his doppelganger as a kid. This might deter him from getting a dog, as he may fear his bad luck would transfer over to the dog. It would be hilariously ironic to give him a black cat, but we are sticking with dog breeds for this video. Honestly, I don't even know enough cat breeds. Anyways, I still fully believe that he needs a dog. The dog could help him realize his bad luck isn't real, and he's just as worthy of a dog's affection as anyone else. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm funny, or I think I am. So what breed of dog does a Burgermeister get? A Leonberger. Get it? I tried. These big lumbering oafs of dogs are so patient and so sweet. A Leonberger would wait so patiently as Carl plans his next game, trying not to get drool all over the papery pieces. And they're sturdy dogs, making them less susceptible to Carl's bad luck, and could eventually help him to forget all about it and focus on his furry friend. I know we've discussed maybe making a dog kid book in the past, but what if Carl made a doggy board game and he could make it based on this dog? And if he lets us design a card for his game in Captive Curse, would he take us to the shelter with him and let us help him choose the pick of the litter? Now, that would be a mini game I'm down for. Next up is the proud and confident Anya Mittelmeyer. Her constant desire to prove her worth at work makes her almost her entire personality work. And most of us know, or will figure out in the future, that's not the healthiest approach to life. Her aspirations are large, and her personality is even larger. She is the one who tries to keep everyone calm when there are monster attacks, and seems to really keep Castle Finster going. She's realistic when it comes to her nephew, and doesn't allow her love for him to cloud her judgment. At first glance, Anya seems very level-headed, hard-working, independent, etc. But, as we know, Anya doesn't feel like she's getting her dues. She wants more out of life and feels jilted when it doesn't fall right into her lap the way that she sets it up. She is too narrowly focused and has lost sight of what makes a good life. A dachshund suits her well for a variety of reasons. As a German dog, this breed helps Anya to retain her authenticity in the castle. As a hunting dog, even if it's only for small game, the two can relate on a desire to complete a job well done. The Doxy is tenacious and bold, setting its eyes on the goal and rarely being deterred. Anya can identify that with her own line of work. The Doxy is also loyal, and while I'm not exactly sure where Anya's loyalties lie at this point, she could use some loyalty in her life. And the Doxy is needy. And Anya is needy. But also, perhaps, having a needy dog would, again, help shift her focus to something outside of herself. And remember that the world does not revolve around her and her damaged ego. As the next one in the Middlemeyer family, we have the young trickster Lucas. You know, as well as I do, that he is lonely. It is a Jane and Curse of Blackmore Manor situation all over it again. What is it with these poor children having no one to play with their age, and, therefore, getting into trouble as a result? How do you expect him not to play pranks on Carl when he has no outlet for his energy besides staring at two-player games with only one player around? Perhaps if there wasn't, I don't know, a monstrous legend about a disappearing young person, the Castle Finster might actually attract children, and Lucas could lead them on castle tours or giant games of hide and seek. For now, I don't blame the parents one bit for not wanting to bring their children there. Where's Lucas's dad anyways? Doesn't he know there's a monster in the castle? Let's get Lucas a dog and give this poor kid some attention. Can you tell that my heart goes out to the lonely kid every time? A miniature schnauzer makes perfect sense, as Lucas just sees himself as a smaller version, as someone with much more freedom and independence than he does. Miniature schnauzers are a tireless breed of dog and have no fear in playing with dogs much bigger than they are. Just like Lucas, this dog wants to be involved in everything and be given plenty of attention. The schnauzer would also watch out for Lucas and keep an eye out for monster sightings. And when the castle finally does attract people again, Lucas could show off his little puppy. The schnauzer is also unhappy being alone and requires almost constant attention. They can be quite stubborn and might give Lucas a run for his money. They're also known to be trainable, which would work in Lucas's favor. But possibly not Carl's, because he's going to train the dog to pee on Carl's desk. It's just the way it goes. If you can train a dog to pee, why not use it as a prank? We're throwing all the way back to the Hardy Boys on this one. And now, down to our last character of the game, Renata Stoller, who my brain really wants to call Stroller. I mean, it makes sense. She travels around collecting and sharing stories throughout generations. It started when her dad entertained a group of gruff-looking men with his quick wit and amusing way of speaking. It inspired the desire of hers to be an entertainer. It seems like she might have ended up a little bit more gruff than her father, but the sentiment is still there. Like Nancy, we know that she is a bit nosy, and she does go around searching and even placing clues herself. Why she doesn't just solve the crime instead of throwing around clues here and there, I don't know. But if she hadn't, Nancy couldn't have solved the mystery, which means we couldn't have solved the mystery, which just means we'll just say thank you and we won't question it. So as a traveler, she's got to have a dog that's able to keep up. The dog has to be non-aggressive so those smelly men from her father's story don't get offended. But it must be willing to spend just a lot of time laying at her feet, just listening to her stories. So when I was searching a dog that fit that description, the Clumber Spaniel kept popping up. They're described as easygoing and calm when they're resting with their owners, but able to keep up and be on the move when it comes to travel. They don't bark super often, and really are just happy hanging at their owner's feet. So while she doesn't need a super protective and dangerous dog while she's entertaining, she also doesn't need a dog that's so excited to see people that it's yanking the leash and causing her a broken hip. They're also not a common breed, which would allow for some storytelling about how she came across the dog in the first place. Overall, I think it's a match. Well, adieu. That's it. Go away. We don't want one. Thanks for coming into Germany with me. Did you spot the monster? I couldn't justify giving the monster a dog. What if it became a snack instead of a companion? No, can't do it. Dogs are friends, not food. If you enjoyed this video, Consider liking it and giving me a follow. You can also find me on Instagram under the same name. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments about what other breeds these characters might go with. If you have another character you feel strongly about, put that in the comments as well, or message me on Instagram. All suggestions that I use will get referenced in the description of each video. Thanks for sleuthing, y'all!